Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today's day 2 of Shout Out Week. I really want to feature Cuban Curlzz. Let me roll my R. Marta from Cuban Curlzz. She is so fun. And as well as we're going to do the painting technique from Wendi Lee again to create that galvanized look. Now I know I did see someone else make this two-tiered tray. We're going to use the large burner cover. You could also do it with the small one if you just want a small one, but I'll tell you why you want the large one. And then you're going to use one of the buckets from the Dollar Tree, depending on the look that you want. Tall, short. I'll show you real quick. I'll put each bucket up there so you can see the different looks, as well as one piece of wood. I'm going to use this for the handle, but there are other options we'll talk about at the end. And then I'm going to use a rubbing alcohol to clean off the letters, but I'm only going to do half because I want to show you how cute it looks with both. And then the galvanized paint technique. Wendi Lee has exactly what she uses. I, of course, had these on hand. This is Parisian Gray. This is black from Folk Art chalked paint. And this is in Castle, as well as a Folk Art metallic silver. And that's what I'm going to use to create the different layers, as well as a piece of sponge. Same like we did in the video yesterday. I'm going to use a little bit of wire to create the cloche, as well as a pliers of some sort. I'm actually going to use my needle nose, but if you want to use a regular pliers, that's fine. And of course, hot glue, as well as Gorilla Glue sticks. You could use E6000 if you want to, or you're also going to need your scissor. Okay. Oh, the garbage can. I can't believe I forgot almost the important thing. Most important thing. We're going to use a Dollar Tree wire mesh garbage can. I'm going to use a white one, but I have a photo of a black one. And the reason we're going to use the large lid is I'll show you when we get to the end. You're going to be so surprised at something. Maybe you aren't. Maybe you've seen it before. But this is what it looks like with each of the different buckets, just to get an idea. I'm going to go with the short and squatty one because I'm short and squatty. I can relate to that bucket. But what we're going to do is you're going to rip the handles off. Now, if you don't have the hand strength to rip the handles off, just go for the bigger bucket. Honestly, it just looks just as good with the big bucket. And I ended up bending this thing because it's really, really weak metal. But I was able to just wiggle them back and forth and pry them off. And then straightened it out. No problem. I just took my scissor handle, I think, or the pliers handle, and I just whacked the thing back into shape, which was fine. So everybody takes off these letters with nail polish remover. If you can see by my DIYs, I have no nails. I don't do my nails, and I don't use nail polish remover, but I do have alcohol swabs. And I would like to show you, because this is in 4 times time, that just with a little patience and perseverance, the rubbing alcohol does work. I was able to get all of this off one side with one rubbing alcohol pad. Because the rubbing alcohol, I feel like it's less toxic. I don't know why. I don't know what it means in chemicals. That's what people ask you. Why don't you just use E6000? I'm like, well, I don't like it. I don't like the way it smells. I don't like the fact that it takes 24 hours to dry. But you can use it if you want to. Go for it. But I wanted to show you that I'm going to leave the other side undone. Now, Jeri did not put her Gorilla Glue sticks in this glue gun when I first glued this. Okay, so you'll see halfway through the project, the bottom falls off when I'm pushing on the pan to paint it on the underside. So, okay, so forgive me. What I'm just going to do is I'm going to lay a coat of either gray paint, whichever one you prefer, any gray paint that you want. Or like I said, go over and check out Wendi Lee. She's got a really awesome DIYs and a really great technique. She uses a spray paint and a, I believe it's platinum or pewter for the metallic, and it just looks really, really pretty. But I mentioned it yesterday, I kind of do like more of a taupey undertone to my galvanized. So I'll show you here, and then I'll show you that it doesn't exactly match the bucket, but we're going to go ahead and show you how quickly I can make them coordinate really well. All right, so you're just going to do a quick coat of paint on the top, sides, and underneath. I didn't think it was 100% necessary to do the underneath, but I did. I'm just showing you how to do it if you want to, because if you want to, you know, some people might, but you, I dropped the whole thing on the table, but you can skip that step if you want. It's perfectly pure white underneath it, so if you want to skip that step, you can go 100% go ahead and do that. but I wanted to go ahead and do this. Now, the reason we're using this large burner cover and not a pizza pan or a cake pan or any of those things is because without taking the bottom ring off this garbage can, it fits 100% perfectly, snugly around the outside of the burner cover. Now, can I guarantee you 100% of the time that it will work because these are made in a factory a million miles away in China? No. But for everyone I've ever tried, it works. So the way that our DIY is going to differ a little bit from hers is that she cut off the top and the bottom and shaped the whole cloche just with her hands. I'm leaving the bottom ring, and then cut off the top, and I'm taking some of the Dollar Tree wire. You get it in the hardware section. And I'm weaving it in and out of each full hole, at the top of the garbage can. Now, you guys, I've mentioned it before. I have arthritis. There are days when I'm as strong as an ox. There are days when I'm as weak as a church mouse. I swear, you never know what it's going to be. But I like to show you DIYs that you can do even if you have limited hand strength or muscle, okay? So this is definitely one that you're going to be working smarter, not harder, okay? Not that hers was harder squeezing it with her hands. I just meant this technique. Once you get it woven in and out of this thing, all we're going to do is cinch the wire. And it's just going to be that simple. This chicken wire, quote unquote chicken wire, is very flexible. I don't know if you guys even know that if you were able to stretch this out, it would be a perfect cylinder. It would not be conical like the garbage can is. It's a cylinder. It's straight up and down. If you counted the holes per se, there'd just as many holes go around the bottom of the garbage can as go around the top. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. Okay? So yeah, weaving it in and out is a little bit of a tedious process, but I pulled it along the way. That made it easier. I made sure that I checked every once in a while that my wire wasn't getting snagged up on the other side of the garbage can, because that was happening. But just be patient. Put on your favorite movie. I'm telling you, it's worth it. You could go ahead and push it together like she does, and then she had to have her husband come and help to put the finial on for her. But this technique, we're going to create a little bit of something to grab onto there, so at the top. So that's another reason why I like this one as well. Okay, so I think we come all the way around, and then what I did was I created a loop at one end of the wire. I think it was the end that I was weaving, and then I cut the wire off, took the raw end and put it inside the loop, and I basically just pulled it like a cinch. Basically just pulled the piece of wire through the loop, and then you do have to manipulate the garbage can. It would help if you manipulated the garbage can. Let me put it that way. You don't have to, but it would help. And I wanted to help it along the way so it would close evenly. Otherwise, it was closing just by where the wire was getting cinched and not so much on the other side. So I worked it around, and I just made sure that I pulled it real tight until it was really cinched in there. So you could see there, that's what I'm talking about, how it started to really just bunch up by where I was pulling it. So just take your time, work it around. And then when it started to get narrower and narrower, I put the wire on the inside and started to pull on the inside of the basket, again, just to help that shape along. And you can see I'm just pushing gently with my hand. I'm pushing against the part that I'm pulling just to make it pull evenly. And you can see it does really cinch up really nice into almost a perfectly domed lid. I don't know what a round dome is what I meant to say. But if you press on the table or whatever, you'll see you could get bumps and stuff, but they bend out so easily, so don't even worry about it. I was also thinking if you had a perfect like planter that was this size, or a perfect bowl that was this size, you really could just push it around that bowl or something, but I don't. So I'm doing this. But you see I'm using my needle nose to pull on the wire because it's a lot easier for me to grip a needle nose than it is for me to grip a wire. And I'm sure it will be for you too. Okay? That's why I actually put it in the description box this time. So once I have it all cinched to the way I want to and I pull it back through, I go ahead and I can close it off. I can twist. And then what I did, once I had it twisted about 7 or 8 times, I took the ends of the wires, and if you notice, it kind of created like a cat's iris shape. I don't know how else to describe it. But then what I did is I wanted to pull that long parts in to make it a circle. So I took the wire and I looped it over the long part, and I pulled that through, and that helped bend in the sides. That made it more circular. Okay, and then I just twisted it off the knot. It's going to be hidden under the finial anyway, so just don't have to worry about it looking pretty up there. All right, and for a finial, we're going to use a piece of wood from the birch logs. I was gifted a bag with all of the DIY supplies I was given. I actually never found them in my stores. And I'm just going to pick one out that I like. The ones that were in the bag that I had, none of them that I liked the colors of had even tops and bottoms. So, oh, and I'm adding some of the gray paint to this. I'm sorry, but just because I wanted to make it look like it was galvanized as well. I didn't worry about getting really great coverage because I was just thinking it would look cute if I left some white. How may I just say that? But anyway, back to the finial. So, they sell cabinet knobs. You can get 2 wooden knobs for, I believe, $1.47 at Walmart. They're unfinished. You could use those. You could get knobs on clearance at Hobby Lobby. Almost all the time, I feel like, at Lowe's, at Home Depot. Knobs are plentiful, but if you want to stick to Dollar Tree products and you don't want to use these logs, maybe you want more of a finished look, I am going to make a very weird suggestion. Paint a feathery bird. If you take one of the feather birds that are always available in the craft section, and you paint it 100% white with chalk paint or spray paint or however you want to do it, it will take on a ceramic appearance. And you could, because it's foam, you could very easily put a nail up through there or a tack or something. Use a little bit of hot glue and a tack from the inside, and you can go ahead and mount that bird to the top of this cloche. That would look so adorable. And I was this close to doing it. The problem was the only bird that I had in my house that was not being used had glitter all over it. So we went with a log. So now I'm going to go ahead with the next stage of the antiquing, of the galvanizing. As you can see, I just mentioned that the bottom was going to come off, and this is when I realized I didn't have the right glue sticks in. But we're going to tap it with the metallic silver paint and the sponge. Change glue sticks, Jerry. Yes, I changed my glue sticks. And we're just going to go ahead and pounce. Make sure you do leave some of the gray behind, because that's how it really creates that antique look. And then, of course, I added some to the garbage can, a little less sporadically, because I would like this to seem a little bit less, like a little bit older almost, you know. Okay. And now, don't mind all that stuff in the background. Now it's time to just add a little bit of black. So what I've done is I've taken that sponge piece again, tiny, tiny dots of black everywhere. It does look like this thing has the measles, but then you're just going to take your silver paintbrush, silver sponge again with some silver paint, and go over it and spread around the black. And it really does make an aged, weathered look. I just love it. And do the same thing with the garbage can as well. Okay. Now I want to show you, to make the tray look more like the bucket, we could go ahead and add some more metallic paint to the tray. But what I decided to do instead was to add some of the gray and silver combination to the bucket, basically toning the bucket down. Instead of bringing the look of the rest of the project up, I toned the bucket down. And there it is. It fits like it was made to be this way. Actually, it fits where you can actually pick it up, and it's so snugly it'll pick up the base. And I wanted to show you there how it looks with the flowers upside down. I thought it was really cute because this would have been something repurposed back in the day. They would have used something like that. So here it is. I just have it with my bird's nest that used to be in my other cloche. And then of course I threw in the flower bowls. I'm just showing you all different angles and how it fits, and I hope you guys really enjoyed this. Please do me a favor and check out Martha's channel as well as Wendi Lee, and tell them that I sent you, send some love. I'm so happy to be doing this week. I really feel like so many people have paid me love in their channels, and I love to be able to pay it forward. Plus, it's the gift of my birthday, just to keep on giving my birthday week. So if you have any questions at all, leave them in the comments down below. Don't forget to share this video with friends and family. Anybody you know might be interested in learning how to do these techniques or make this beautiful cloche. And if you haven't yet, click subscribe. When you do, a little bell will pop up. When you ring that bell, YouTube will let you know whenever I upload a new video. And as always, you take care, God bless, and we'll see you next time. Bye!